So BigBear.AI is rolling out new security systems across major airports, and they're down today about 1%. But with this deployment that we've seen over the last year, a lot of investors are paying attention. Now, investors that watch this channel, a lot of you guys are doing great analysis. You're doing the financials, the news, everything else. But the problem is you're not able to do it so fast you can keep up. If you want to streamline your analysis process using AI, the very thing that you're investing in, hit the first link in the description to join the first access list. We're here in Buenos Aires, and we've been still showing up every day at Market Open. If you want to join lifetime access to the daily live trading sessions, there is a reopen for Black Friday right now, and it's in the second link down below. Let's jump into it. So BigBear.AI has seen some growth related to the defense market because they've recently beat their earnings. They recently came in with above guidance and increasing their balance sheet by about 500 million over the last few quarters, and they're up here around this $5.87 range. So they are holding between about $5.50 and this $6 price point. So they're looking to continue up, break out if they can, and get back up into this $7.50 to $9 range. They've been on a very consistent uptrend over the last year. You can see they've had volatility, but they're still continuing this trend. They're looking to make it back up into this $9 to $10 range, which is about an 80% increase from here. So there's upside in the near term for them. They can hold this $5.50 range that we see them hold over the last 2 days. Now, yesterday was a big day. They jumped up about 10%, and today they're kind of holding about 1.5% negative, but kind of consolidating from left to right after testing that $6 price point. Good to see they didn't just sell back down to that 550 level, but that they're actually kind of holding, maybe even positioning themselves to break out further, as there is kind of a support level here around 575 that they bounced this morning, and they're maybe looking to bounce there, continue up above that 626. But let's take a look, as they've deployed in the markets of AI, they have the VeriScan technology that has been deployed at Denver International Airport, LAX, JFK, Chicago O'Hare, and some others. They're still struggling on the revenue side. The revenue has been flat. Let's take a look here. Revenue has been flat. You could see maybe a few increases here and there, but for the most part, revenue is actually down 20% year over year. But their assets are up big time. So they're positioning themselves for something. And that's kind of like the VeriScan tech here that you see as they continue to roll out these at those major airports. They're scanning the faces. I've personally seen them, so I know that it's getting deployed. But again, not seeing a lot of revenue attached to the deployments of the VeriScans. They're getting out into Nashville, into Chicago or Montreal, some big airports. But we're not seeing that AI technology that is this computer vision by leveraging, it mimics the human-like visual perception, and it reduces the reliance on manual labor from TSA. It's still not jumping their revenue. Now, the idea here is that they're positioning themselves with the infrastructure so that later on, as they continue to build into markets like the VeriScan, that once things like, let's say, the 2026 World Cup come along, at that point, the speculation is at that point, they're going to be able to secure some more contracts. They're going to be able to find that they have a ton of data from their VeriScan. And they're going to get some contracts from Department of Defense or Pentagon. They already have Pentagon and Army contracts, but seeing some more contracts like that as a result of collecting all the data. That's the idea. Now, as they came in with more cash, the financials look better. When you look at the overall growth in the company, you can take a look here at the, let's take a look. My watch lists are a little crazy, but hey, let's try something out here. Let's see, I'm gonna actually do something that I've never done before. Let's create a new watch list. We call this Defense AI. This is over in the machine, and I'm going to use AI to create the watch list. And I'm going to see if it knows about Big Bear. I'm going to say defense AI companies. Um, not. Let's just see if it. Let's just say top defense AI companies, and let's see generated watch list how this works. We just added this feature today, so very excited to test it out. Okay, for now, BigBear.AI. It's going to need some fine tuning. Let's pull it up here via Claude, and we are running the analysis. So in the support resistance levels, we're kind of seeing some support here around, let's see where it is. Solid support at 529 and resistance at $6. So 529 support, that looks right. You can see that level here. This 529 is right about here. And then resistance at $6 is where it's trying to break up above right now, which is this level right here. So in the near term, you can see that AI is watching and it's saying, hey, let's see for this to break out. And we actually just added a breakout widget, which I'm very excited about. Take a look here. The breakout widget indicates, yeah, $6 level for breakout. So we'd like to see above this $6 price point for this thing to really break out. And if it does break out, you're looking at levels up into this $6.50 to $7 range, about a 15 to 20% increase in the near term. Now, I have long-term positions I'll continue to hold. We also got to watch as Nvidia is reporting earnings today. So you have the exciting earnings. We had some targets come out in StockMate today after hours. You got Nvidia, Palo Alto Network, and then you have tomorrow companies like Walmart, which will give some general insight into the US economy, along with Webull and some others. So Nvidia right here is going to be a top one to watch today after hours. If they have some really good earnings, then we'll see the market go up. If they don't have really good earnings, you might see the market correct down. So very key earnings again. And so with BigBear.AI's current levels, I think in the long term, they're looking like they're building really great momentum. In the short term, volatility is obviously here. We're just looking at that $6 resistance with a support level at around $5.29. So not $5.50, it's more like $5.29, the nearest support level. Now, one thing to consider as well is institutional buying was up on this company. So when we were looking at some of the top transactors on Big Bear, take a look here at what's been going on. You could see Vanguard has been buying, BlackRock has been buying. And when we get Claude to really analyze this, you could see that it looks like there's 261 buy transactions versus 131 sells. So more buying than selling. Insiders indicate something similar. You do see a little bit more selling, I believe, from insiders than buys. But they also had some institutional changes where they changed their CEO, and they've had some major changes in the company. And so I wouldn't be surprised if you saw some more sells taking place as a result of that. But overall, not really concerning. Institutions definitely looking bullish on the company, so we're going to watch there. And projections into the next day and next few weeks look pretty bullish. The thing we recently added as well is to do quantum analysis. So I can actually click on Rigetti. Let's have Rigetti quantum analysis run on the projections. So according to the projections we gave it from Claude, the 4 hours seems to be the most confident. So anticipating about a 3.8% run, anticipating BigBear.AI to break above $6 today. So we shall see how it finishes the day out. It's anticipating this move, about a 3% move throughout the rest of the day on BigBear.AI, and we'll see how that plays out. So really looking forward to kind of seeing the rest of the day there. So when it comes to BigBear.AI, again, I would say top priority is watching how much data they get and if they roll in more contracts and how that recent acquisition of that AI company Ask Sage plays into their growth. Because they have I don't know if you guys saw, they spent $250 million on a new company to acquire them. And they're an LLM AI company that works with the government. And so that might boost their revenue. That might put them in a unique position. So we'll be watching there to see how that acquisition plays out over this next quarter. And then in the near term, we'll be watching to see if any opportunities present themselves for market open trades. So we have been trading BigBear.AI pretty consistently over the last year. If you want to tune into the daily live trading sessions, it's the second link below. If you want to get access for AI tools and join the first access list and have that opportunity to see it first when it comes out, it's going to be the first link down below for AI analysis to streamline your analysis. Appreciate you all. Thanks so much for tuning in. If I earned your thumbs up, hit the like button. Do consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.